The sun is shining on Oklahoma.
This is the ESPN Garage.
In the world of Outlaws, June, July, and August are the richest months of the season, the time of year known as the Summer of Money. But in 2007, it might as well be known as the Summer of Donnie. Donnie Schatz has dominated the competition, turning up the heat to win the most lucrative races of the year, like the King's Royal and the Don Martin Silver Cup. Today, he looks to keep the streak alive, returning to one of his favorite tracks, Ohio's KC Raceway. Will the Summer of Donnie continue? Find out next. KC Raceway is set in the rolling green hills of southern Ohio, a racy 3/8 mile dirt track that produces side-by-side action for the stars of the world of Outlaws powered by Q. Tonight, round 7 of 8 in the super clean Summer of Money. Hello everyone, I'm Bobby Gerald alongside Sprint Car Hall of Famer Brad Doty, and stop Donnie Schatz is the cry right now from everybody in the pits as far as the competition is concerned. Schatz, the defending World of Outlaws champion, leads the points this season as well as the super clean Summer of Money points, and Brad, to make things worse, the last 2 times the World of Outlaws have been here, Donnie Schatz was the feature event winner.
Well, they call it the Summer of Money. We have some big races coming up with a lot of money, but Schatz and that team won over $100,000 in just 3 races over a 7-day span. They are on top of things right now, and they've got some teams in the pit area here scratching their heads. They've got everybody down there looking at his race car, trying to figure out what it is that's making them so fast. Maybe Donnie Schatz is smiling at that because they want other people to maybe lose track of what they're doing with their own race car, and the guys don't want to do that. They want to stay focused on their own team.
Well, let's hear from Donnie himself. The 3rd member of our broadcast team, Sean Buckley, has caught up with the driver of number 15.
All right, thanks, guys. Donnie Schatz has won a lot of races here in the last 2 weeks. However, last night, bad luck struck this yellow 15. How much pressure do you put on yourself, and is Joey Saldana going to catch you for this deal?
I guess it's hard to tell. You know, sometimes things happen in racing. There's no rhyme or reason. Last night it happened to us, and just the way it goes. You know, we're not dwelling on it. It's just like a win. You win one night, you forget about it, you go on to the next, and that's what we're here tonight for. We're here to try to finish up at KC. We won the last couple races here. We'll see if we can't get another one tonight.
How do you rebound from bad luck like that last night?
Just forget about it. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, it's funny how it works. You know, 2 laps from the end of the race, you're running 3rd or 4th, wherever you are, and it's just the way it is, man. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, we got a lot less problems than the 9's got, I think. So I think we're in good shape.
It looks like you got Ricky Warner back in the pits.
Yeah, he's over here working on this car. He has been for several weeks, so it's nice to have him around. You know, it's a big vote of confidence for myself. We've always worked well together on the race car, as well as my other guys have done a great job all year. But to have Ricky when we can talk about the race car is, you know, it's kind of like a godsend again. You know, we can get this thing back on top where it belongs, and hopefully we can continue to win a lot more races here in the next couple weeks too.
All right, guys, he's chasing win number 14 on the year. Donnie Schatz, the point leader in both super clean Summer Money points and the World of Outlaw points.
Well, Sean, we can only think that Donnie has a memory lapse there. He says his team needs to get back on top. They've been on top, Brad.
Well, not winning a race as he had some bad luck last night. He means he wants to be on top and come out in the victory circle every night.
It is a new night. The fans are here. They are ready. 47 cars have already timed in. We're in for a great night of racing at KC Raceway in Southern Ohio. KC Raceway in Alma, Ohio, just outside of Chillicothe, actually, if we wanted to get exact with it. This crowd ready to enjoy the dash coming up, and we've got some great on-car camera shots. Here's Joey Saldana taking a lap around this racetrack. Brad, tell us what's going on here in the cockpit.
Well, this is qualifying. Listen to the engine. Wide open into that corner. Now this is down the back straightaway. Listen again here. Just breathe it there as he leans that right rear up on the cushion, banging on it, trying to keep some traction in the rear tires. Same thing again.
That is too cool.
Gives you a real good look at what it's like for these guys strapped in the car.
And of course, that's with a clear track out there, not with 24 other guys out there. The Mahindra Tractors Track Facts 3/8 mile oval here with some pretty significant banking.
25 degrees, that's about as steep as we see. Of course, it is clay, and right now the conditions are dry. That means it's capped off a little bit. It's thrown a little bit of dust. Once they get that cleaned off, we're going to see some cars sliding around in this dash, see who can maybe get a hold of the middle of the racetrack here.
A high bank joint, that's the kind of place we like. Let's take a look at our Q Oil top qualifier. And once again, it is Paul McMahon in number 20. Started to become a regular deal for him, Brad.
Well, they've got the horsepower under the hood and make some good, clean laps here. As you said, again, setting quick time.
That is the 6th time in 2007 that Paul McMahon has taken the Bass Pro Shops number 20 to the fastest qualifying honor, and so he gets the Q Oil Quick Time Award for the night. That took us into our heat races. And heat race number 1, a little bit of a jumbled start there, Brad.
Yeah, Kevin and Stinson get together, and that stacks everybody up behind him, and watch everybody trying to fight position. Little contact there. Real heavy contact there.
Jason Martin and Rob Cheney both ending up stopped. Paul McMahon was able to keep going. That was key for him.
Another look at it there. Now, both these cars did go to the work area and get restarted.
McMahon was able to battle back and finish in the 3rd position. Terry McCarl going after Chad Kimenoff for the lead. Sweet move right here.
Look how good this car is working. He doesn't even have to slide back up to the cushion, stuck right in the middle of the racetrack.
Nice job there by Terry McCarl. And then Kerry Madsen in the Cell Michelle number 11H. You know one thing about the Madman, he'll put a car anywhere on the racetrack.
Yes, he will. He went from the top to the bottom, puts the slide job down in 3 and 4.
Able to get by Jimmy Stinson and move on for a transfer spot. Darren Pittman, time was running out for Pittman, but he made a move late in the race to get by Stinson, and he too transferred. You had to finish in the top 5 in your heat race to move on tonight. Stinson raced right back, but Pittman was able to close the deal. Heat race number 2. And they called a jump start right there between the 2 guys on the front row, Nick Neighbor and Joey Saldana, and they moved both of those guys back. So then on the 2nd start, that put Donnie Schatz and Craig Delansky up on the front row.
Joey Saldana not happy about that, but Stinson did take off early, and the replay shows they both took off before the white line. Danny Smith in a transfer spot, jumps over the cushion.
That really cost Danny Smith right there. He had a spot locked up in the feature. We go back now and look. They were clearly both on the gas before they got to that first white line. Sean Buckley talked with Joey.
Joey, some interesting things going on in their heat race. Walk us through it. What happened?
Oh, the Outlaws just make really bad calls, and I just got the bad end of a bad call. The guy on the pole was supposed to start the race. He took off, so I went too, but I guess they decided this time they put the whole row back, which they've never done that the whole year. So I don't know. You just take it and go on.
Second points, the hits keep on coming. Now you're out of the dash.
Yeah, that kills you. That kills you with these guys. Everybody's so tough. You know, you need to be in the dash. We went out late and qualified 10th, so that was good, but this is definitely going to set us back, but we should be all right.
Joey not happy. His wife Shannon really unhappy. She went down to the World of Outlaws trailer, just maybe looking for some sort of explanation. I don't think she ever got one, though.
Well, she just shows the passion in this sport.
No doubt about it. Heat race number 3. Steve Kinzer and Bush Schrader from the front row in this one, and Steve Kinzer jumps out into the lead in the number 11 car. Jack Hodenschild in this one, and you know that means entertainment.
Banging the cushion. You see Schaefer go by the 20 car there. Hodenschild, yes, he did think about it, had to lift there for a minute.
You know my theory on Hod. The higher the bank, the faster he goes, and this is a high bank racetrack.
That's a good point.
He's looking good.
Good point. He likes the high bank and he likes it with a cushion.
Jason Solwald squeezing around Justin Henderson right there to pick up a position, and then watch the squeeze here.
Oh man, almost contact as they go into turn 1.
Solwald able to make the move though, and now on board with Hodenschild the last lap. He dives into turn number 3 underneath Tim Schaefer and picks up a transfer into the dash. That was huge. Heat race number 4. Jeremy Campbell and Tony Bruce, your front row starters. And Jeremy Campbell starting off strong, jumps out in front in the black number 10 C machine.
Again, coming off that turn 2 right through the middle, that car was strong.
Dale Blaney's in the red number 2 now, racing with Tony Bruce Jr. Blaney dives down to the bottom, and the lowrider, as he likes to be called, makes the pass.
Because he likes to run the low line, see him get by there.
Tony Bruce under heavy attack here in the closing laps from Dean Jacobs in the 7K and Randy Hannigan in the 1X, but Tony Bruce was able to hold back both of those guys trying to take away that final transfer spot from him. Tony Bruce moves on, and Jeremy Campbell walks away with heat race number 4. Jeremy Campbell looking strong here tonight. So we're set now for the Crane Cams Dash. 8 laps determining the starting order of the first 5 rows for tonight's 40-lap feature event. The grid looks like this. It will be Jeremy Campbell and Donnie Schatz up there on the front row. Schatz draws the outside front row, Brad. Jack Hodenshield, Craig Delansky in row 2. Delansky coming off of a big win last night. Steve Kinzer and Jason Sides of the new Prime Minister of Canada picked up a feature event win early in the week. And Terry McCarl, Chad Kavanaugh in row 4, Paul McMahon and Tim Schaefer in row number 5. Those 2 guys in the 5th row both made it in by virtue of their times. Everybody else finished 1st or 2nd in their heat race. Jeremy Campbell and Donnie Schatz. Jeremy Campbell new and improved here, coming off a 14th Wednesday in Canada. That's been his best finish since Peevely on July 7th.
And just to be on the front row of the dash, obviously a better night tonight so far.
Campbell jumps on it, and we are green in our dash. Jack Hodenshield diving down low is going to come out of turn number 2 with 2nd place. Here comes Craig Delansky after him, though.
You see it right there. Delansky dove under Hodenshield, slid up in front of him. Hodenshield tried to turn it back and get under him, but Delansky really put a good move down into turn 3.
We mentioned Delansky, a winner last night, I-96 Speedway in Michigan. Teams driving 330 some odd miles to get here overnight. It's been a long night for everybody involved.
Still on board there with Hodenshield. He pulled the wing back, tried to get the wing back. He thinks the car's loose. He's trying to get some more traction to the rear tires.
Talked with Dean Bruns, crew chief for Jack Hodenshield, earlier tonight. He said that they were real strong here the last time they raced at this racetrack, Casey Raceway, but Bonsai said he put on too hard of a tire. He said he will not make that mistake here tonight.
Well, Hodenshield's comfortable with this racetrack. He has run here for years, and we saw the great move he made in the heat race to get in the 2nd spot to get into this dash, but right now it looks like he's fighting a loose race car. Now, obviously, Donnie Schatz, who started on the front row, fighting some sort of handling problem as well.
Well, you don't see that very often. You see Donnie Schatz go from the outside of the front row, backed up a little bit. Here he's running 3rd right now. Steve Kinzer coming after him in the 11 car. Kinzer down low, making it happen.
The racetrack has dried out a lot since the last time these guys were out in the heat races, and it might have fooled some of these guys. The racetrack a lot slicker than what they anticipated.
Only a couple of laps to go here in the dash, and out in front it is Jeremy Campbell getting it done, looking to sit on the pole position tonight. He will accept the white flag. Jeremy's been a guy in the past who has probably shown his best form on half-mile racetracks. Are you a little bit surprised that he's doing this well here in the dash?
Well, he is doing well, but what he has to worry about is the car looks really good right now, but he can't let that fool him. He's got to make sure he stays up with this and makes the correct changes for the main event.
Well, give the win to the 23-year-old from Monroe, Michigan, Jeremy Campbell. Craig Delansky finishes 2nd. Delansky will start outside of the front row tonight in the 40-lap feature event. Then Hodenshield and Steve Kinzer will be in row 2. Donnie Schatz, Jason Sides will be in row 3. Then Chad Kavanaugh, Terry McCarl, and Paul McMahon and Tim Schaefer rounding out your field here in the Crane Cams Dash. Congratulations to Jeremy Campbell. He'll be starting on the pole position here tonight for our 40-lap feature event. Yeah, a little thumbs up there from Jeremy. He's got to be feeling good about himself. There you see the results. Campbell and Delansky on the front row later on tonight. So the Crane Cams Dash is in the book. Jeremy Campbell, we'll see how he fares in the 40-lap feature event when we come back to KC Raceway. And just about set to get ready for 40 laps of action on this 3/8 mile racetrack. It's going to be a good one. To make it official, let's go to Johnny Gibson, the World of Outlaws series announcer.
KC Raceway, you one of the best. You got them 4 abreast, often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Well, this track originally called Atomic Speedway, built in 1953, and it's called KC Raceway because of the Karshner and Cooper families, which bought the track and named it KC Raceway. That was in 1984. Jim Neer, now the promoter, he's been doing it since 2002. The fans are ready for this one, Brad. Let's highlight a couple of drivers here as we start to look through the grid. Jeremy Campbell and Craig Delansky will be on the front row. Jack Hodenshield and Steve Kinzer in row number 2. Donnie Schatz and Jason Sides. Jason Sides coming off his first World of Outlaws feature event win of 2007 when he had to go all the way into Canada to get it done, but he got it done, Brad.
And only his 2nd of his career, his first being the King's Royal a few years ago.
So congratulations to Jason. That happened earlier this week. How about Jason Myers, also a feature event winner since we last saw you on our ESPN telecast.
But things didn't go so well for the 14 car in Canada. He had his Chevy Tahoe stolen. and then destroyed a race car the third lap of the A main.
Yeah, not good luck for Jason Myers. Joey Saldana on board with him in number 9. Joey looking for big things here if he wants to stay alive in the Super Clean Summer of Money point standings. Only 3 back of Donnie Schatz coming into this event tonight. Let's bring in Sean Buckley. Sean, tell us what's going on with a last-minute thought from the pits.
Guys, one driver to keep your eye on is the 10C Jeremy Campbell. He won the Dash. He has never won a World of Outlaws A feature. His best, a second last year at Vegas.
Well, let's see what he can do. It's Fisher horsepower versus Fisher horsepower on the front row. We're going to go one more lap here. Looked like the guys were maybe anticipating a green, but that was waved off. So one more lap at least here before we see the green flag.
Yeah, they were scheduled to go green, and something happened here. We'll try to get word, but you saw Jeremy waving to everybody behind him, frantically telling them to not get on the gas and run over each other.
Jack Hodenschild on board with him in the 35 car. What a great shot. Cockpit's just lit up from that Musco lighting here.
Well, and I'll tell you, this racetrack is lit up tonight. Generally, you can't hardly even see the gauges a lot of times sitting in that race car. It's like daytime in there.
Well, let me ask you this, Brad. Hod starting on the inside of the second row. How long is it going to take before he jumps up to the high side?
Well, it's all going to be determined on what the guys do in front of him, but it probably won't take long. He's one of those guys that feels like he'd rather get a job than run the bottom of the racetrack, so he'd probably get up on top pretty quickly.
Steve Kinzer outside of Hodenschild, and you know, let's not sleep on the king of the Outlaws at all. You never want to do that. Steve Kinzer has been running very well lately. If outside of somebody not named Donnie Schatz, there's a lot of second place finishes in there. About 4 second places and 1 win since July 7th for Steve Kinzer in car number 11. And we are green, and green is good. Into turn number 1, it's Jeremy Campbell who takes the lead. He said he was going to be tough to beat.
And again, off of turn 2 in the middle of the racetrack, that car using the horsepower is hooked up.
Jeremy Campbell leads lap number 1, followed by the crowd pleaser Craig Delansky. Steve Kinzer running in the number 3 spot. Trouble, though, over in turn number 3. It's Kerry Madsen in the 11H car who's pointing the wrong direction. The R19 also involved. The right rear tire flat on the R19 for Jason Solwald. Solwald's going to have to duck into the pit area. We'll get another look at it and see exactly what unfolded here. Tough break certainly for Jason Solwald. What do you see, Brad?
Well, get a shot of it here. It must be in the back. Oh, right there. Yep. I wonder when I saw the right rear flat on this R19, there was probably contact. Don't know why, but there definitely was contact between those 2 race cars.
So Kerry Madsen going to have to go all the way to the rear of the field. It's actually about where he was. Both of those cars were starting in row number 12 side by side, Madsen and Solwald, and now the work is being done on the R19 car to try to get him back out. They'll try to make a quick fix and get back out here. Still a full 40 laps to run at KC Raceway, the feature event. A lot yet to come. Still a full 40 laps yet to go. Jason Solwald ducked into the pits. He's back out. Kerry Madsen is on the raceway as well. They go all the way to the rear here with a full field of 28 cars. Teams taking provisionals at the rear of the field, including Hafer Teep and Jason Martin. We go back to green. Jeremy Campbell in the lead. Campbell headed down the back straightaway in front of Craig Delansky, Steve Kinzer, and Donnie Schatz.
Sliding up across the racetrack out of turn 4. Campbell's car looks really good right through almost anywhere on the racetrack.
Well, you heard him very confident saying earlier if he gets out in front, it's going to be tough for anybody to get around him. Jack Hodenschild, you are in the seat with the driver of the number 35 as he rides behind the king of the Outlaws, Steve Kinzer.
Let's see if he goes. Now he goes to the top in 1 and 2. He was on the bottom of 3 and 4. Banging on the cushion. Looks like somebody slides
Terry
up.
McCarl
Getting by. Hod back to the inside. Got a pass here.
Donnie Schatz underneath Craig Delansky. That is for second position. So Donnie Schatz already making his way to the front. He started 5th. He is running in 2nd. And we'll see what Jeremy Campbell's made of. He's got Schatz coming after.
Well, you know, the last broadcast talked about Donnie Schatz in that yellow 15, how that car gets faster and faster as the race goes on. The slicker the racetrack gets, the faster that yellow 15 goes. And like you said, starting 5th, already up to 2nd.
Jeremy Campbell is probably just a couple, maybe 3 laps away from dealing with some heavy traffic here if we stay green. Donnie Schatz trying to chase him down. Craig Delansky running 3rd. Steve Kinzer's 4th. Terry McCarl is 5th.
You know, Bobby, back to our opener, we talked about some of the teams shaking their heads and trying to figure out what these guys are doing. And I tell you, the car is just working so well. They just got everything going their direction. They're drawing good numbers for the dashes. They're getting lucky, or what some might call it. Look at this, really closing in
already. reeling him in already as they approach traffic. A couple of movers. Tim Schaefer's picked up 3 positions already as we've got some trouble here. That is Nick Neighbor in car number 22, the 2004 track champion here at KC Raceway, pointing in the wrong direction right now. And that'll slow things down. We're just starting to tell you that Tim Schaefer was making some moves. He's moved up 3 spots up into the 7th spot. And there's Nick Neighbor. It doesn't look like there's any damage to the race car that we can see.
Looks like it's rolling okay. The tires are all up. Probably just looped it in the slick part of the racetrack.
They'll get him pushed back off and ready to go. The Cincinnati driver also utilizing a Fisher engine. Jeremy Campbell is the leader with Fisher horsepower. Donnie Schatz running second, and Delansky, Kinzer, McCarl. And you see the rest of the top 10. There's Schaefer up into 7th already. So Jeremy Campbell out in front as we anticipate a green flag with Donnie Schatz right behind him. And Brad, you've always said no rear view mirrors, but I have a feeling Campbell knows that he's got the 15 behind him.
Well, they got a big scoreboard in the infield, and I guarantee you, riding around, he looked over there and saw the 15 right behind him.
So we jump back on it. Craig Delansky, the red car, going to the high side. Campbell has to protect down low. Here comes Schatz after the lead. Delansky up on the top and give it to Donnie Schatz.
Again, people ask, how can that car be so much faster? They've just got a great combination, but Donnie Schatz is driving the race car. He's moving all over the racetrack. He's finding the right line. But look at that, pulling away already now. Campbell in trouble. It's Delansky to the inside.
Craig Delansky getting by Jeremy Campbell as well. Campbell back into 3rd position. Now Steve Kinzer going after him. Well, it's just tough sledding out there for Jeremy Campbell right now. You got Schatz and Delansky going by you, and now you've got Kinzer and Hodenshield chasing you down.
Talked about sometimes on a caution, Bobby, the drivers have, some of them have cockpit adjustable shocks and different things they can do to the race car. Maybe that's what Delansky did, but Donnie Schatz doesn't have a lot of adjustments in his cockpit, and still putting on him here so far.
Kinzer picks up 3rd. Here comes Chad Kemenaugh into the picture. Chad Kemenaugh in the 8K showing his best form possibly of the super clean summer of money. Of course, he's filling in for Zach Chappell, who's out with an injury, and you would think with his all-star prowess in the past, Kemenaugh knows this racetrack well. The all-stars run here quite often.
He has run here quite a bit, has been successful here, does know this racetrack.
On board with the wild child, Jack Hodenshield, riding the rim right now and heading down the back straightaway. Hodenshield working in the 6th position right now. He's now on Campbell's rear end. Diving down low, puts the slider on Campbell, and Jack Hodenshield moves up a spot.
He came up on him so fast, it looked like maybe he had to get on the brake pedal to keep him running over the back up. Yeah, Jeremy Campbell in trouble. That car looks really loose, backing up through the field.
Up front, Donnie Schatz, the leader of the race. Schatz. Kemenaugh has gotten by Steve Kinzer, so Chad Kemenaugh is on the move. Kemenaugh dicing for 2nd right now with Craig Delansky down the back straightaways. We watch Donnie Schatz work traffic.
But look at, he's working traffic there, but he got in trouble right there. Came up on Henderson so fast he had to turn right. Drove up into the slick part of the racetrack. Now see if he gets by here.
There is Chad Kemenaugh. There's your battle for 2nd. Delansky in the red 7 smoking. And Chad Kemenaugh coming after him. What's going on with Delansky, Caravan number 7?
That looks like an oil leak. He's off the throttle.
And out of the pedal, Craig Delansky going to tuck it down to the inside. We may see a yellow flag. He's not going to be able to get it off the racetrack, and so the caution flag comes out. You saw it happen. Heartbreak for Craig Delansky, the winner last night at I-96 in Lake Odessa, Michigan.
You can see the fluid oil all over the racetrack as he left a line behind him, and that blew a line or an oil filter or something, I would say. But you can see the fluids dripping out from underneath that race car.
Well, Craig Delansky has to be hating that right now in the 7 car. He was under heavy attack from Chad Kemenaugh, and the smoke starts to come out from the number 7 machine.
Yeah, I don't think it's a blown engine. It could, because he's on the throttle right there as you see all the smoke. So I'd sooner think that maybe a line or something broke, and he might... Yeah,
I did see a little bit of flame there. Could that have been oil, or was that maybe something blowing up?
No, that's... Well, anytime there's oil, whether it's coming out of a line or out, out of a hole in the engine, that oil will hit the headers and ignite and cause a fire.
So Craig Delansky is done for this one. So it seems. They'll take that car to the work area, but it looks like it might be terminal for the crowd pleaser. Donnie Schatz is the leader, but Chad Kemenaugh is coming on strong. Kragdelansky is out of it. The most recent winner with the World of Outlaws is in the pit area as we get set to go back to green. Donnie Schatz leading Chad Kemenoff down to the green flag. Steve Kinser running third. Jack Audenschild right in the middle of this one. Kemenoff going to the outside of Schatz, and Schatz has to move up the racetrack down the back straightaway to keep the 8K behind him.
Boy, Kemenoff, bold move to try to roll around through the middle and get around him.
What has Chad Kemenoff found here so suddenly, Brad?
Well, but look at Steve Kinser. Kinser's not giving up either. Kinser rolling in the middle of the racetrack and makes the pass.
You see the low tire pressure they run on the left rear tires really visible on Kinser's number 11 as he's making that thing work right now.
Only run 4 to 5 pounds in the left rear tires. We got another caution. Jason Myers off of turn 2.
So the bad luck continuing for Jason Myers, the driver of car number 14. Myers, we mentioned, coming off of a win last week. Kragdelansky also with some bad luck, huh, Sean?
That's right, guys. Last night, he had a feature win. Tonight, bad luck. A blown motor. The oil pan here on the left-hand side, completely blown out. He's actually leaked oil all over this pit area. So Kragdelansky's night is over.
So the crowd pleaser, not going to be able to please anybody here tonight. Sean's down there. I think Craig's just walked up to Sean. Sean, you get a word there with Craig?
Yeah, guys, we're down here right now with the crowd pleaser right now, and he's thankfully you joined us here, Craig. Another tough break last night, a win tonight, major disappointment.
Yeah, it was a win last night and tough break tonight. You know, just unfortunate. Our car was really starting to get good there as we were going. So, you know, really I felt real good about the race tonight, and unfortunately the motor let go. So, you know, it's just it's tough to take things like that, but it is what it is, and we're just going to have to head on down the road.
So Jason Myers being pushed off, ready to rejoin the fight, but this is going to hurt Myers as far as the points are concerned. You take a look at the overall points, very tight right now between 4th, 5th, and 6th. Darren Pittman, Steve Kinser, and Jason Myers. Man, that is close right there. 18 points separating those 3 drivers, and Myers is not going to be helped at all with this situation.
Yeah, you can see he was right behind Steve Kinser and pretty close to him, but now Steve Kinser running second on the racetrack and Myers going to the tail.
And Darren Pittman is running about 15th right now. So Myers going to have to go all the way to the rear of the field, try to get himself dialed back in. Still a long way to go. We haven't even reached the halfway point here. 21 laps at least remaining in this 40-lap feature event, KC Raceway. And the racetrack's changed a whole lot since we first started earlier in the night, Brad. It looks pretty much hard and slick. And
it's interesting. Steve Kinser's got his wing pulled back, but Schatz still looks like more angle in his. Has it stood up a little higher, a little steeper.
So Donnie Schatz, the reigning World of Outlaws champion, has the all-time King of the Outlaws breathing down his neck right now. Chad Kemenoff and Terry McCarl both there trying to make something happen. And Kinser coming hard after Donnie Schatz down the back straightaway.
And that's one of the advantages of running second. He's moving around on the racetrack, trying to make the middle of the racetrack work.
We could be in for a good one here with Schatz and Kinser. Neither one of those drivers is going to give an inch. You know that going in.
The racetrack is really slick and it's dry, but I don't know if it's going to take any rubber. It doesn't look like it's that abrasive. But a couple weeks ago, we saw the same thing where we call it cleaning off, where it gets that dirt and dust blown off of it. They actually start getting more traction.
Well, amazingly, Steve Kinser's won a World of Outlaws feature event at just about everywhere in America. But this racetrack is one track where under the World of Outlaws sanction, he does not have a feature event win. In the early 80s under the Moss sanction, which you had to explain to me what that was all about, that preceded the All-Star. Kinser did some winning here, and now he's bouncing off the wall trying to get after Donnie Schatz.
Banged the cushion pretty hard there. Battle here with the 6 and the 83.
Danny Lasowski and Tim Schaefer. That is a battle for 6th position right now. Give it to the dude, Danny Lasowski, in car number 83, the Beef Backers machine. Lasowski rolling around the bottom as Donnie Schatz inches into traffic once again. Danny Lasowski, by the way, has come from a long way. He started 18th tonight to get into the top 6 as Schatz puts a car down a lap.
Looks like Steve Kinser is going to make a race out of it for a while, but you can see it there. Schatz pulling away. Right there, you can see Schatz's car squirt up off the bottom of that racetrack, and Steve Kinser's car kind of hung there with a lot of wheel spin.
Yeah, I think Steve is best on the top, but after he hit the wall up there, maybe he thought, you know, it's probably a little safer route up around the bottom. Not as far as bravery. That's never a concern with Steve Kinser, but he wants to bring the car home and finish, and you may not finish if you're bouncing off the wall.
Yeah, banging on that cushion or the wall, either one can do some suspension damage to the rear of the race car. He has moved back down. Now he's just kind of in traffic moving around, and Terry McCarl to the inside of him down, coming out of turn 2.
So Terry McCarl takes over the runner-up spot. That'll get Kinser's elbows up, and Kinser goes back to the top of the racetrack in car number 11. Jack Hodenschild still right there in that picture. Chad Kemenaw's in the fight. Excellent race right now for second position. You're on board with the Wild Child. Listen to him working.
Pedaling that throttle. We talked about that last week. Kind of easing on and off that throttle, riding the brake pedal, trying not to get a lot of wheel spin.
Has a lap car, I believe, running right directly in front of him right now. Now he dives down to try to follow Steve Kinser down on the bottom of the racetrack. One of the drivers also making some moves here. Took a track provisional, and that's Danny Smith. Danny Smith started 28th. He's up to 14th now in the number 4 car as we ride with the Wild Child.
So you really have to stick. Oh! I think he banged a cushion, and you can see it there. Did a wheelie down the front straightaway.
Oh, he's got trouble.
I think he flattened the right rear or broke something on the car.
So the Wild Child in the 35 car takes it back over toward the pit area. Off of the racetrack, I believe in turn number 2.
The right front tire that's down, I believe.
There's what it looks like to head into the crowded work area, the designated work area, and they go right to work on that number 35 car. Rick Wright, California car owner, calls it the Right One Construction Redline Maxim.
There you can see it. I think hammered the wall so hard, he actually climbed up on it.
We'll take a look at it again from the onboard camera.
You saw it right there. He banged the wall at the right rear. It sucked the right front end, and it climbed up on the wall. He knew immediately when the car came back down on all 4 wheels that the right front tire was flat.
Gentleman in the red and black shirt there is Dean Bonsai Bruns, who for years has been associated with the Wild Child, even across some different teams. Those two have just always seemed to work well together.
I think it's somebody figured up it's like 11 or 12, 13 years something. These guys have worked together throughout the years with different crews.
Let's go over to Sean Buckley, who's down on the scene. Sean, what's happening?
We got tons of crew members down here. They're digging mud out. You can see mud there in front of the radiator in the X there. They're changing the right front tire. And if we cruise over here, yeah, they're just cleaning the rest of the mud out here, but they're changing the right front, guys.
So right front change there. They got it done.
Okay, he's down the back straightaway, gets into 3. I'll just listen when he comes off of 4 here. Hammered that wall, and again, as soon as he set the front end down, he started into the corner. He knew the tire was flat, got out of the throttle, drove it right up to the work area.
Well, Hodenschild was running in 5th position at that time, and now he's going to have to go all the way to the rear of the field. Now let's remember that they throw out the lap cars here in World of Outlaws competition in 2007. So that means that Terry McCarl is going to have a free shot at Donnie Schatz, who is the leader of the race. McCarl thinking about what kind of move he's going to be able to make here. Schatz, McCarl, Kinser, Kemenaw, and Lasowski. And Danny Lasowski has come a long way again. Lasowski started 18th. He is up into the top 5 now in that number 83 car. So we'll keep an eye on Danny the Dude Lasowski. Joey Saldana running in the 15th spot here tonight. There's Danny Smith putting in some work from 28th to now it'll be 13th on the restart with Hodenschild out. So Danny Smith showing the local knowledge. We talked about him being unbeaten here at this racetrack coming into the event, number 4 car. He's doing a good job. We're about ready to go back to the green flag. We'll see if Terry McCarl has something for Donnie Schatz now. We just line them up. Schatz taking on all comers. Back to the green. Schatz goes down to the bottom to protect. T-Mac up to the high side. Is there something to grab a hold of? Down the back chute. It's a drag race into turn number 3.
Terry trying not to go up on the cushion, running the middle of the racetrack to the top. Oh, almost get together.
Looked like he's just kind of feathering it, and then jumping on it. Great race, side by side all the way around the racetrack, and now Terry McCarl inches in front of the 24 car.
And when you say feather to feather. It takes a lot of discipline.
He waved to him. He just waved to him.
That's pretty bold, I have to tell you. That is pretty bold.
You think that's premature?
Well, it could be, because I don't know if you want to get, Kinser's trouble with Steve Kinser.
Oh, and you see the frustration there from the King. He had a good night going. Kinser running fourth at the time when he drops out. We're still amazed that Terry McCarl just waved at Donnie Schatz when he passed him. McCarl, again, we've talked about this before. He's been known for that, as Kinser has the push vehicle in behind him to try to get him squared away. You think Kinser just ran into a DNF there, or a mechanical problem?
He looks like he wants to get back to the work area, possibly the way he's motioning to get the car back. So maybe he thinks the wheels are all. Maybe he thinks they can fix it. Or maybe he's just so frustrated he wants to get back to the trailer and get out of here.
So Terry McCarl waves to Donnie Schatz and takes the lead. We'll see if he can hang on. Schatz is going to be ready for action. Schatz, you go back to 2005, Brad. Schatz was the winner here and McCarl finished second. Right now those roles are reversed out on the racetrack. Donnie Schatz trying to get back after Terry McCarl. McCarl jumps on it, and we are ready to go with 4 laps to close this one out. Is 4 laps going to be enough time for Schatz to get those tires working?
Well, I think it took 2 or 3 the restart before, so, oh boy, I tell you what.
Terry's in no man's land there a little bit, huh?
Terry's car's sliding up across the racetrack.
And maybe he was listening to you, Brad.
Well, it looks like he's trying to get on the bottom, but coming out of the corners, it's almost like he can't stay down there.
Here comes Schatz to the inside. This one's going to go right down to the wire. Donnie Schatz off of turn number 4. Closes up on T-Mac. Time running out. 2 to go.
Terry has to stay down a little bit that time coming off the 2.
Look at the drive. Schatz gets them down the back straightaway. Now he has to ease up. The white flag is out one more time around. Can McCarl hold off Schatz? Now Schatz goes to the top of the racetrack.
He has nothing to lose.
He's pulling everything out. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. McCarl goes to protect down low. Schatz up high. It's going to be TV Terry bouncing off the wall. He beats Donnie Schatz. That's good stuff.
Had to use the wall and everything else, the cushion, everything to hold him off, but he did hold him off.
Terry McCarl gets the job done. Fist pumping in the air. The 42-year-old from Pleasant Hill, Iowa. Enjoying the thrill of victory here at KC Raceway. Let's show you the last lap one more time. And it was a little bit of a role reversal as they took the white flag. McCarl went low and Schatz went to the high side. You said, Brad, let it all hang out.
Schatz had nothing to lose. Off with McCarl at the bottom. Went to the top, to the middle. He knows McCarl goes to the bottom. He's going to try to go to the outside. McCarl drifts up. Schatz tries to get back to the inside. You see McCarl banging the wall right there.
And he got a nice little tire mark there to prove it. So congratulations to Terry McCarl. He gets the win. And McCarl doing some donuts on the back straightaway. We love it. Well, Terry McCarl certainly is colorful and adds a lot to our television program. We'll be back to hear from what is sure to be a wild interview in the Accelerate Victory Lane. Super Clean Summer of Money is brought to you by Q Motor Oils. Unleash all your horses. Mahindra Tractors. Cultivate your dreams. And by Super Clean. Not just clean, super clean. Win number 2 for Terry McCarl in the Super Clean Summer of Money. Also his second overall win. He's in the Accelerate Victory Lane. This could be wild.
Well, he is an emotional guy. Wears his emotion on his sleeve. You know when he's mad and you know when he's happy. And boy, look at that there.
Big hug to Tyler Swank, newest member of the team there, and Sean Buckley's there.
Well, T-Mac, hey, easy now. T-Mac, Terry McCarl, you won the first race in Knoxville here on the Super Clean Summer Money here on ESPN2. Tonight, you outran the man, Donnie Schatz. How does it feel?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he's a champion. He's the baddest hombre out here. And, you know, I kind of caught him because he was the leader and he had to do what he had to do. And then when he was in second, then he had my spot. And I'll tell you what, it's tough to hold back that guy. He's the new king.
All the fans want to know, what was that gesture going into turn 1? What was that all about when you passed Schatz for the lead?
He's a good buddy of mine. I like to screw with him. I said I don't get to pass him very often, so when I do, I like to mess with him a little bit. But it almost bit me. He about got us back there.
You know, you got a new crew member here. Obviously, we got the champagne coming in here. Tyler Swank here. Everybody's happy here in Victory Lane. Terry McCarl's running amok here at KC Raceway. He's getting the whole crew.
Terry McCarl is out of control. He's a winner here tonight. And Darren Pittman, our KSC hard charger, from 22nd to 5th, he's highlighted there. But Kerry Madsen doing a great job as well.
Yeah, we saw Madsen have the trouble early, went to the work area, battled back to a good 7th place finish.
Further on down the list, Danny Smith, 28th to 13th, Brad.
Good run for him. We talked about 4 weekly runs here, wins in a row here. Pretty good run for him tonight.
Steve Kinzer, who was running 4th when he ran out of fuel, ends up 21st tonight. Hodenshield was running right there up at the top 2, and he ends up on the 3rd page. Let's look at the Super Clean Summer of Money point standings as Donnie Schatz now by 11 points over Joey Saldana, and Terry McCarl jumping from 10th all the way up to 5th, Brad.
Well, McCarl, he wishing the TV cameras were on every night because it seems like he definitely shines when we have our cameras rolling.
Let's go down to Sean with Donnie Schatz.
Second place finisher, Donnie Schatz. Donnie, you come up just a little bit short here tonight, but you tried everything you could.
Well, that's all you can do. You know, we were pretty decent there in the feature. We kind of played around all night long and finally got back to square one in the feature. My team done a great job. You know, we started 5th and got our way back up there. I guess probably should have been running 2nd with halfway through the race. It probably would have been a good thing for us. But you know, it was a lot of fun anyway. We got to put a lot of lap cars in there, and then them guys got taken back out, and Terry got a good run on us. He passed us on the outside. So you know, I guess that's good for them guys. They need to win every 6 months or so.
Obviously, a little bit of hard feelings there. Did the better car win and better driver win tonight?
It's probably a little of both. You know, I don't know. I think our cars were pretty close, but he had nothing to lose by trying to go around us on the outside. And, you know, I thought we'd have been a little better on the bottom, but the last couple laps he started to protect the bottom. I figured I might as well get up there and try it. And I probably wasn't as good as I needed to be, but hey, you got what you got. That's all you can have. You know, we don't have any knobs in this race car, and he's got all kinds of them in there. So if he's no good, he can just turn on stuff till he gets better, and we just kind of do it old school style.
All right, there he is. One more thing, one last thing to say, McCarl. Look at these guys. They love each other, guys.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that, huh, Brad?
They are competitors, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, a little bit of love there. Well, next week will be at Charter Raceway Park, 11 Eastern Time for the finale of the Super Clean Summer of Money. For Sean Buckley down in the pits, Brad Doty, and all the hard workers behind the scenes, we thank you for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed the coverage. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Congratulations to TV Terry.